I have a question.
I have an answer. Maybe.
Have you ever been in love?
Oh, God, I think. Yeah. No, I have. I have.
Okay.
More than once.
More than once.
And sometimes it ends and I stick around.
Okay.
Because I am not as brave as I would like to be. That is the truth. Have you ever been in love?
Mm-hmm. I'm in love now. Mm-hmm. Currently, which is nice. Been in love before, but it's like so different. Every love is so different, you know?
Yeah.
So interesting. You just like know when it's right and you know when it's wrong,
Yeah.
I guess.
You're an actress, and you're very good, and you grew up doing this, and I'm sure that it would take a lot for you to be scared of anything. Is this moment right now the scariest moment of your professional career?
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me. I feel like every choice I make isn't even a...
I'm terrified.
Every time I open my mouth, I'm like, if I could have that back.
Yeah.
Don't stop, but let me just don't look at me, let me just throw something at you. This is exactly where these guys are. Mm-hmm. Exactly. They've been to bed together, she's worked with him. It's probably the most terrifying moment in her life, because she knows what she's gonna say. She's gonna say, I'm quitting, we're breaking up. And you know what? He ain't no schmuck. He knows what this scene is about the minute she says, you know, I got something to say or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. She knows what's coming. You're right there. So the behavior between the two of you should be no different than what it just was, because you're suddenly strangers. Even though you've worked together and you've been to bed together and made love, suddenly you're strangers, because there's this whole vast part that you've not experienced together. This whole vast part of the relationship. So go back to where you were. Don't separate yourselves. You two that have just met, do not separate that. I ain't gonna interrupt no more.
Mm-hmm.
You left off admitting that you're both more terrified now than you ever been.
Yeah. It's weird being terrified, because it's like I have no other choice,
Yeah.
you know?
But I feel better. Man, it's strange how fucking vulnerable. You just like, you say how you feel. I feel much better knowing that you feel the same way.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
As scary as anything might be, in this moment, it's literally this. Knowing that you feel the same way is nice.
No, I agree.
So.
Did you get a little disappointed, Nick, when she said, don't look at me? When she, stay in your own realm. Did you get a little disappointed when she said she had a boyfriend?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's horrible when cameras are on you when you're blushing, because
That's the idea.
I get so red so easily. And it was like one of those things in school where someone would go, look how red she is.
When I agreed to do Beat the Fockers, and I said, we were meeting in the office, I said, you know, De Niro does a whole thing with his body. He's very body conscious. He works out like crazy, whatever. And we were talking about when the character that I play first meet him. I said, I want to feel his pecs. And I want to hold on to say, God, you got great tits, you got great pecs. And if you look at that take, De Niro literally blushes right down through his shoes, which is a good thing. I won't interrupt you, I promise, but I will say this. You both know there's no separation. There's no separation. There's no separation in the fact that you've never met before today. That's what I meant when I said, in a sense, they're meeting for the first time after they've already had a relationship. You're in the scene now.
Yeah.
Do your phone call.
Indiana, Tuesday. I'll be there.
It's my fault.
What?
It's not fair to you, this whole thing.
Tell me. Let me help.
I took advantage of you. And the worst of it is that I'm not alone. I did it with a kid. I thought that I was on some ride where I was in love enough for the both of us. But I'm here now, and at least I can do something about it.
Well, I'm not the guy who runs. I stick.
I don't need you to stick.
You want
I don't know.
my soul or something.
So what? I deserve that.
What if I'm just not built that way?
I think we made a mistake.
Listen, what if it's true? Greater friendship, added intimacy. I mean, it was the theme of my bachelor film, for God's sake.
Yeah, I know.
Can you hold it? Stay there, stay in it. If you try this, is that whatever part of you didn't let him know you had a boyfriend and picked up, let's say, whatever feelings that Nick might have had and was being attracted to you, grab onto that.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
When you say I stick, when you get to that point, she is doing something that you don't want. She, Molly, is doing something that you don't want, and that is, she should have told you. Why the fuck didn't she tell you? Like 5 minutes after, or half hour after you met. Oh, by the way, I know a boyfriend. She allowed you. It came out at a certain moment. So when you get to the point where you say, let's stick, meaning she doesn't. She didn't play fair. Put it on her. Let the anger come out. And all the women that have done that to you. Why'd you fucking lead me on? I stick as opposed to you. I tell the truth. I don't you fucking play me. Reveal, reveal, reveal yourself to each other. Text is the last fucking thing that is going to do that.
Indiana, Tuesday. I'll be there.
It's my fault.
What?
Just this whole thing. It's not fair to you.
Tell me. Let me help.
I took advantage of you. And the worst of it is that I'm not alone. I did this with a kid. I thought I was on some wild ride where I was in love enough for the both of us. I thought that I pretended that the proposal by the car was real, even though it might have been a hypothetical. I did this, so at least I can do something about it now.
Well, I'm not the guy who runs. I stick.
Well, I don't need you to stick.
You want
I don't know.
my soul.
Yeah,
or
why?
something.
Why not? I deserve that.
Well, what if I'm just not built that way?
Okay, go back a little. Improvise that after. Do some of that speech again, Molly. I think we just have improvise a little bit about. In other words, speak the subtext.
All right.
I
What you're doing now is Terrific, Molly. Right this second.
I pretended that the proposal by the car was real and that was probably just a hypothetical, and whatever, I did it. So I'm sitting here and admitting, and I'm doing something about it. So, sorry, but...
I agree. I think that what you did was wrong. I do think that you took advantage of me. And despite that, I'd like to stay. I'd like to work through it. I stick.
I don't need that. Thanks.
Because you want something not real, impractical, something that no one can give.
Sorry,
You
no.
want my soul
Yeah,
or something.
you know what, why not? I think I deserve that, even though you don't.
Well, what if because no one is built that way, I'm not built that way?
Well, clearly, we are two different people then. And this is a mistake.
Well, I think you knew it was a mistake. I think it was the theme of my Bachelor film. I think that that's who you met. I think that I am today who
Right.
you met months ago.
Wait, you think I don't know that? When I stood by you through everything, I know your whole story by heart now. I'm aware.
I think you're quitting.
So you're saying that my need to make the best of things and your need to be responsible is like, you know, if I'm glad that I sat here and I said something, because if one of us didn't, then we might lose 10, 20 years not saying anything and being nice to each other. So, why don't we just call the road trip what it is? A nice, long break from each other.
Do you think I'm good with Ray? Do you think that when you see me and Ray together, it's a good thing?
Yeah. And I think that you'll stay friends. Good friends.
So this is a breakup.
Thank you for stating the ob. Can you not? You already know that this is hard for me. On the surface, everything is fine. Everything. I've got this great guy. And he loves my kid. And he sure does like me a lot. You're not gonna say anything. I can't live like that. That's not how I'm built.